Hey everyone, I received email a couple of days ago from different attorneys, which they start asking me questions about this dilemma with this Miami attorney that took $65,000 from us with a false promise to represent me during my direct appeal, and this is way back in the end of 2014. So anyway, I have spoke to these people, and as we talk, we kind of start going over documents and other things, which uh, make me realize uh, other situations here. So anyway, with that in mind, other people has asked me questions. How come nothing has been done? Why this lawyer has not paid the money back? Well, number one, some of the lawyers, they are a bunch of scumbags. So they know how to manipulate a law, right? They understand how it is. Until they get caught, right? They're not gonna do it. They hope that this is gonna go away. They hope that I don't fight this anymore. Excuse me, I'm a little sick in those days. But in this scenario, so she really believed on her heart that she's gonna get away with that. But I'm not gonna allow that to happen. And I'm gonna tell this to you right now, Figaro Contreras. Each month, each week, each day is gonna be thanks posted online. Not only to expose what you've done to me, but also to make sure nobody else going through the same thing as uh, this lady here went through, right? Remember her? The one that he also took advance on her, he took money from her, Mrs. Tanya. Yeah, I got all the conversation here through the WhatsApp with Mrs. Tanya. This is another person, right? That you scam for money. You damage this lady for money, right? Remember her? So I guess she's trying to go after her money too. My understanding is that she already have filed a complaint to the Florida bar, and I have recently filed another complaint to the Florida bar because it's clear you violated some rules because you take money from client and you don't deposit the money on your trust account, which is required for you to do it. Even though on that little fake letter of yours, you try to suggest that you didn't deposit the money on the trust account, but you contradict yourself in the letter. That's how stupid you are, right? You try to say here in this letter, right, which you say here somewhere, that you put this money, because we hire on a flat fee, immediately earn basis higher than ours retainer basis. We did not keep an exact record of our time work in your case, right? Well, what do you mean work in my case? Have you worked in my case? Have you filed a notice of appearance in any court? What do you mean work in my case? Tell me exactly what you did. I have a criminal case and I was on direct appeal. What exactly you done for me? That you can justify $65,000. I don't want to hear any the BS. Oh, I come to see you, on the facility once or twice. Well, you went over there, but you didn't represent me. At the point you try to sell your BS, right? Which this letter here pretty much show. Then you say here on the end here. I mean, you say here you work on on a base whatever flat fee, but then you go here on the bottom and say, and we consider this a sum of a fair settlement of time spent. You know, the work was done, which it is absolute nothing. No work was done for me, right? Based on a standard hours rate. As you know, and it is posted online, my standard hours rate, it is a $400 an hour, right? $400 an hour to do what? What exactly done for me, right? Then that's the letter. That's the BS letter you send it in. Then of course it is the other BS letter later on. You send it in to Florida bar after I filed the complaint. So here we are. That's the biggest fraud that this lawyer has committed. So even the state attorney's office even so surprised that she created this letter, tried to cover up her fraud, right? So in this letter here, she sent to Florida bar, she said that when we return her the money, we return the money so she can uh, handle, right? She can, do some immigration work as she, put it in, right? And potential 2255. Well, I have explained this before. I was on direct appeal. When you're doing direct appeal, your case get transferred from the district court to the appelling court. The district court lost the restrictions on your case, right? In many scenarios you can search in Google, you see it, that people that have filed 2255 while they still on direct appeal either get denied, dismissed, or get put on a hold until the conclusion of your direct appeal. And direct appeal most of the times on 11th Circuit will take on those days 8 months. Mine took 2 years because all the fraud they did it, but it's 8 months to 13 months, right? So Contreras come up with this bullshit letter, right? Suggests that all this garbage here, and she know. If one day she take a test, a lie, test, she can pass because she know that from day one, our family, my family, I asked her if she can handle my direct appeal. I don't know this woman from day one, right? She just appeared because some of my friends know her and introduced her to my family. On my heart, the good lawyer to do my direct appeal at that point was David Boganshoe or even Roy Black. Dave Boganshoe wanted $70,000 to do my direct appeal. I told my family, go to his office, $65,000 cash in hand, and see if he'll do it. And I'll guarantee you he'll do it at the time. But Mrs. Vampire Figueroa Contreras here took the money, right? And then, of course, she lied here to Florida bar that I asked her for something else. And then you can see here on this letter agreement that she submitted to Florida bar, she signed it, right? Excuse me. But doesn't have the day she signed. You don't see my signature here. So that show you clear the fraud. Listen, if you're gonna retain a lawyer, the lawyer give you a contract, and that contract is gonna be stipulated. He's gonna go ahead and mention everything that's gonna be done, right? And all the deal, the financial transaction, and everything is gonna be mentioned in that contract. And then you sign. When you sign that contract with the attorney, so you agree with everything that was mentioned in that contract, and then now you pay whatever the amount that is mentioned in the contract. So here we are, Grace Figueroa Contreras, and you know this. The money was West Union to you from Portugal. Okay, you received that money. You didn't put that money in a trust account. That's a huge violation right there, by the way. And then you came to see me with your BS saying that I was innocent, a lot of things was done wrong, this case must be reversed, blah, blah, blah. Tell all the lies to whatever people that give a shit about it, right? So, but then what? You didn't follow notice of appearance. You didn't inform the district court to get Mr. Richard Clue off the case. You didn't mention anything to appelling court either. You have done absolute nothing for me. Legally, you have done absolute nothing for me, and every lawyer from New Jersey, from New York, from Miami, from everywhere that I contact, Florida bar himself, if she have not signed up as your lawyer, she has to give the money and the entire money back. I don't know why you think that I'm only entitled to get the $25,000 that took forever for you to pay me. You have to give me the rest of my fucking money. And I'm not even fucking charge you with all the damage you caused me. I should have charged you for a whole lot more money. I should go after you and have eventually Florida bar revoke your license. Because what you did is a fraud, is a crime, you're disgraceful. You are disgraceful as a person, you are disgraceful as a lawyer. Okay? and you send this fake ass letter to Florida bar, right? And of course, more, you did this fake affidavit that you ask your freaking employee, which is another, right, human garbage, that he agreed to do such a thing. And you say here on this affidavit that your BS letter agreement Off has sent Mrs. Scott a copy of his written agreement at the last 3 separate occasions on the past. Another copy of written agreement is attached here, Exhibit A. Well, first of all, the letter doesn't even say written agreement, say letter agreement, right? You didn't stipulate anything on that letter, how much money you receive or how much money, and right? Everything else was a lie, because nothing else that he mentioned in that letter, it is the truth. But then this guy here, and plus whatever person that notarized this affidavit here, committed perjury, committed fraud, right? Which is punishment in court, right? And Emilio know also that they never sent me any letter agreement. Besides the point, Chris Figueroa Contreras, if it was the truth that you sent me in 3 occasions that fake ass letter yours, right? If it was true, I didn't sign the letter. So that means I did not agree with any fucking shit that you mentioned in that letter. Therefore, you should have returned the fucking money back. Any lawyer say the same thing. Even Florida bar say the same thing. If your attorney presented you with a contract, you read the contract. If you didn't sign that contract, if you didn't agree with anything that's in the contract, you didn't sign, then the money has to be returned. First of all, you should not even get the money in the first place before any contract signed, and you took it, right? So that you see how many other violations and rules that you broke, right? But you really believe that, block me from your Instagram account, your Facebook account, try to block me from the calling your office and everything else. It's not gonna happen, And the sad part is this, right? Have you seen your name in Google? Have you tried to Google yourself and see how bad this thing start looking like? It's bad, It's really bad. All the videos is there. Everybody can see all your fraud, all the nonsense you've been doing. It's there. Your picture, that information, the documents, everything's posted, right? Not only to tell my story here, but also to protect others from your sorry ass. But I got all the proof here. I got all the documents, right? I have here also all your conversation with my brother to WhatsApp. Everything's there. You can't hide. You can deny all this. And the funny thing is that when you send that letter, right? When you try to send that fake ass letter, suggest that I'm entitled to $25,000. You signed the letter on, I'm assuming here was in 2016, right? You promised to give $25,000 back, and you never did it. And the only reason you start paying in 2021, 5 years later, is because when I finished my deal with the government and I was released, and then your sorry ass saw that I was about to go after you, and then you start paying. And took kind of a little while, because you promised to pay $5,000 every month, but every month was a problem. Oh, I cannot do this, I'm gonna send $1,500. Oh, I cannot do that, I'm gonna do $2,500. Oh, like always excuse. You know why? I figured out why. You can't pay your bills in time. You can't follow through for anything you say, because you're living a lie. Everything on your life, Chris Figueroa Contreras, is a lie. It's a lie. You cannot telling people the truth. You live this fake ass Miami style life. That's what it is. And I'm telling this right now. And you're gonna realize later on when you see this video, because I'll make sure this video gets to you. And you're gonna realize, oh, Roger is right. He's telling the truth. You living in a lie. You're denial. You live a denial, and you live this fake ass lifestyle, pretend to be superstar, freaking idiot lawyer in Miami that live in this nice live have an office with a bunch of people working on. Everything is a lie. You don't have a bunch of lawyers work with you. I even sent an email to one of the lawyers that you post on your website. He even say, I don't work for her. How embarrassing it is for another lawyer receive that paper that I sent to him, that you're doing fraud, that you're defrauding clients, right? But I guess you have no shame. It's the typical, there's a lot of people like you up there. They don't care. They don't have no shame. They don't care if your name, get a bad name on the internet. You don't care, right? The only shit you care is about, how I'm gonna go ahead and pay my bill next month, who I need to defraud to get my bills paid. That's the only shit you care about, right? You don't care about reputation. You don't care about any crap. That's why your life so far, Figueroa Contreras, has go nowhere. Your career as a lawyer, it goes nowhere. That's why you always broke. Because see, if you have the money, my money that you took from me to give it back, I don't think that you be that stupid to take a huge chance that you take right now to go to jail, to get your license revoked, and get him embarrassed. Because I bet you every single time now you step your feet in court, you got a bunch of other people approach you like, oh, did you see the new video that Scotton put against you? Oh, did you see the Christmas Santa Claus video that was online talking about you? Right? This is embarrassed, right? But since you are broke ass, right? You spend my money, you cannot even afford to pay me back. So you have to eat that shit, right? And it is nothing you can do about it because you are wrong. You are wrong. If you are fucking right, by now you got a something. You got a lawsuit against me. You take me to a court on some kind of litigation. You can do shit. Because if you attempt to do shit, your sorry ass gonna go to jail. And that's the bottom line, right? Because you did a fraud against me and a bunch of other people that already contact me here. I'm telling this right now. If you think this is gonna go away, it's not going nowhere. Every day I'm gonna tell people what you did it for the rest of my freaking life. If I go race next year, every goddamn time I'm in front of the camera, that's I'm gonna be talking about it. Oh yeah, by the way, the freaking scumbag lawyer in Miami, have she paid me back? Is she's gonna entitled to pay me? And I got some lawyers now looking this case, figure out a way to come after you. And I'm hope you got insurance and pay insurance in time, because if they come after you in a lawsuit, it's not gonna be only $35,000. Now I'm gonna ask for damages. So I don't know what you're gonna do it. I have no idea, because I can tell you by now, you don't have $35,000 to pay. And I'm not gonna go through that bullshit. Oh, I pay you $2,000 every month. Screw you. When you took the money, you took the whole money up in front. You pay me now up in front. The rest of the money you owe me. And be glad that I'm not charging you with all the damage you caused me. Because Chris Figueroa Contreras, you're living a fake life. You're living on a lie. You and all these Mickey Mouse employees that you got in your office. This Emilio de Arce, Hondureño, garbage, human being garbage, that, conspire with you on that fraud by submitting that fake ass affidavit. And but I guess he has to do, right? Because otherwise he get fired. So that's why he went over there and conspired with you that fraud. So how much commission did you give on him for that fake ass affidavit? I don't give a fuck. So what I give a fuck is this. You pay me back my money, owe me, right? And stop telling Tanya that I'm obsessed with you. Because you ugly ass. You're not the type of woman that I will ever in my life will put a hands on it. You're disgusting. To me, you're a human being garbage, right? And I don't date garbage. I don't date this type. I don't associate myself with this kind of garbage person, because you're not by a garbage. That's what you are, living a fake life in Miami, pretend to be 5-star ass BS lawyer. That's what we are. I'm not gonna tell you again, but every single time I'm gonna keep on doing this until you pay me in full the money owed me.